Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lunch Break Live. Real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. I am Cari and I am not giving up that easily, even though Facebook wants me to. On today's show, I give up. I've had it. I can't do it. I'm done. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about on today's show. But before you give up on me and Facebook, you should know who I am. I am a 2007 gastric bypass post-op, living life in recovery from obesity and obsessive compulsive food addiction as twice the woman in half the body. I am also a recovery strategist, and what that means is I help people find their crap, cut through it so they can own it. All right? How's that for a calling in life? So anyway, I'm really glad that you guys are here. I hope you're having a good Monday if that is the day of the week that you're joining me. If not, I just hope you're having a good day. We did a lot of work last week. I think you guys will agree. If you joined me last week, we did a ton of work. Right? We had a lot of newer viewers. I'm so grateful for that. I'm going to check in with you guys in a minute. Really happy that you are finding the program, learning about it, and joining me. And of course, that brings up the fact that for many of you, you aren't familiar with me. You don't know my process. You don't know what I'm all about or what I'm talking about. And perhaps you heard some of the heavy duty stuff I was talking about last week and said, oh, no, I can't do it. Some of you just said, you know what? I've had enough with this whole recovery business thing. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm not cut out for this. All right. So before you give up, that's what today's show is going to be all about. So let me check and see who's here. Let me check in with you guys. Thanks for coming back, by the way, when I got booted out so unceremoniously the first time. All righty, who's up there front and center? Hi, Pinar. How are you? And Steve, Regina from Kentucky. Do you have a strong signal this time? Because it's been a little flaky on you. So happy you're here. And Amy, welcome back. So glad you're here. Bonnie, and hi, Linda Halpin. Hi there, Katie. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Michelle and Stacy. All right, you guys. Now, the one person I'm not seeing is my mama. How crazy is that? Did she forget? Someone needs to, is she there? Did I miss her name? I don't see my mama. Well, somebody is going to have to reach out and touch her and send her a message that says, psst, hey, Lunch Break Live, it's on now. Anybody know how to reach out to Carol Worth and let her know I'm here? If you're willing to do that, shoot her a little message. All right, now, there's my mom. There you are. You are making me very nervous, Mom. Carol Worth joined. All righty then. Welcome in, Mom. I hope I get to meet you sometime too, Linda. Of course, I don't know if I'm going to live up, to your expectations, because in person, I don't know. I don't know if I match my on-screen persona. I like to think so. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. Debbie. Robbie, you're new, right? Are you a newer viewer? Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Come on in. For my newer viewers, need to know how you guys learned about the program. How are you finding your way in? Because I think we're doing a lot of great work here, and I want to get the message out there to as many people as possible, because you know what? I think especially for the people that have been hanging around with me for a while, I think you guys agree that this does make a difference in your recovery. So we want to get the message out there to as many people as possible so that they can wrap their arms around this thing and get a handle on their own lives. So thank you, Cindy. Hi, welcome. Really glad you're here. All righty then. Hi. And okay, so here's what I want to know. Now that you guys have filtered in a little bit and we've stabilized on the Facebook connection, got some questions for you because it's what I do. You ready? All right, put on your answer hats. Do I have any serial dieters here? So anyone who ever did do this or is currently in the midst of doing this now, are you or have you ever been a serial dieter? Did I say dater? Serial dieter. And hi, I'm glad you got to be here live today too, Cindy. Anybody? All right. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. I'm glad you showed the video. Thanks so much for doing that. Really, really helps, gets the word out there. Any serial dieters here? I'm not seeing much yet because Facebook is keeping me in the dark. Oh, yes. Serial dieter in the past. All right. Cindy says, yes, chronic serial dieter. Stacy says, all righty. Next question. Has anyone here ever said that they tried every diet known to man and failed them all? Have you ever uttered those words? The Captain Crunch cereal? The cereal dieter? I did that thing again, dater. Fruit Loops. It's Fruit Loops, Steve. You know that. You've tried a lot. Robbie says you've tried a lot. All right. How many bariatric post-ops do I have here joining me for this show? Any bariatric post-ops? Do I have any of you here? And while I'm at it, do I have any addicts trying to get clean and sober? All right. So what brought you here, you know, we may share a common battle, I guess you could say, but we may have gotten here through different paths. So you haven't tried them all, Cindy says. I just couldn't do the cabbage diet. Yuck. All right. Steve here. All right. So what we're talking about is, okay, so we got some bariatric post-ops. Great, great. Any addicts trying to get clean and sober. All right. So have you, okay, Amy, also an addict, got it. Have you at any point in your progress, your life up to this point, said, I give up, I'm done, this is too hard, and I can't do it? Have you ever uttered those words? Now, I know when I put this on my wall today, people were like, oh, no, I never say that. I don't say that. Well, I contend that even if you think you don't say it now, you definitely did at some point in your life, all right? You did 2 years ago. Obsessive compulsive, Melissa says, absolutely. Hi, Georgia. Welcome. Come on in. All right. I'm asking everybody if they've ever given up and said, I'm done. This is too hard. I can't do it. Or maybe you haven't actually even said the words out loud, but you did those things. You did quit, you did give up, and you were done. So any of this sounding familiar to you, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here. Second time, Linda says, first time the lap band and switched to the sleeve in December. Okay, so you gave up the first time, you're saying? I have quit so many diets in the past, Amy says. Hey, I'm right there with you, babe. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here joining me from, are you back from vacation? I missed you. All righty. Well, of course, absolutely. A lot of us have that in common, don't we? How does it make you feel about yourself? Yeah, I give up on myself, that I'm not capable. Right. How does that make you feel about yourself when you give up? You know, you feel like a quitter. You feel like you're never going to be able to accomplish it. Here's what I want to know. I want you to think about this, okay? You don't have to answer these individually, but just think about them as a whole, all right? What made you do that? What made you say, I quit, I give up, I'm done doing this? Is it because it didn't work? Maybe you didn't enjoy it. You didn't like what you had to do. It didn't fit your lifestyle. You got confused. It ended up being a lot harder than you thought it was going to be. You weren't having the same success others had. You didn't understand the program. You decided it was working a little too well and it scared you. You didn't understand how hard it was going to be. It just cost too much. Your family and friends didn't support you. You were sabotaged by yourself or others. So, any of those reasons sound familiar? Perfectionism, got to do it exactly perfectly right, Melissa says, right? Or you just stop doing it, right? And of course, we talk a lot about perfectionism around here, don't we? Was afraid of being successful, then what? Hey, Alberto, welcome. Exactly. You were a good dieter, Regina says, until the cake was put in front of you or the chips. So we have a lot of very good reasons at the time, at the moment, when we're faced with the tough stuff, don't we? For just throwing in the towel. Overwhelmed. See? Do you blame yourself for being overwhelmed? A lot of times we do. We blame ourselves and we think we should and ought to be better. All right. There are a lot of reasons that we decide to give up. I think we can agree with that. There are a lot of reasons, a lot of good ones too, right? We can justify the crud out of it. Sometimes what we're doing just doesn't work though, right? That's why we'll say, I'm giving up because what I'm doing isn't working. Other times it does work, but we stop doing it so it stops working. And we use the excuse that it's not working anymore to stop doing it, right? Okay. Today is not about the why. I'm going to put that out there. You know me in the why. I'm like, you don't need to know the why. Today is not about the why. So in other words, I'm not here to figure out why you say you don't like success, or why you give up when it gets really hard, or why you sabotage yourself, or why you don't like to follow rules. Whatever it is. I'm not here to figure that out. And I don't want you to sit there thinking about that right now either. Today, I'm going to encourage you to do something different. Are you ready? You ready? Today, I'm encouraging you to give up, be done, say you can't do it, and quit. Yep, enough is enough. All right? That is your job for today. And here's what I want you to give up. Okay, how about lying to yourself? I would like you to give up lying to yourself, living in denial, rejecting the truth, avoiding reality, beating yourself up. Okay, so I'm saying give it up, stop it. All right, anybody willing to do that with me? It's a good one. I want you to give up. All right, I want you to be done. What do I want you to be done with? Let's see. I want you to be done fighting a system that actually works. I want you to be done sabotaging yourself. And I want you to be done deciding that you can't succeed because you fear success. All right? Yeah, I want you to be done with that part. You can't succeed because you fear success. Yeah, just be done with that, okay? I don't care why. Just stop it. Let's see. What can't you do? Right? You say, I can't do this anymore? I wanted you to say that? All right. The same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. So, all right, can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. Fair enough? I cannot return to the things I did before I began to make healthy choices for myself. Returning to the old habits, right? So I got to stop that. I cannot return to the things I did before. I cannot live with the food, substances, and behaviors that make my life miserable. Yeah, I want you to say that. I can't do that anymore. All right, you guys with me? All right, finally, I quit. You ready? I quit making excuses, justifying unhealthy behavior, rationalizing away my success, and comparing myself to others. Okay? You on board with me? I mean, you're very good at quitting. You're very good at saying you can't do stuff. You're very good at saying you're done and you give up. Well, I think all of those are very tangible and very reasonable things you can do. I hope you're going to join me. How? Well, you know I don't like how, but in this case, I'm going to give you the mechanics because, again, I'm a recovery strategist, right? I've got to give you some tools to use. How is it that you're going to do all of those things I just asked you to do? It's going to require courage, humility, honesty, faith, and persistence. Ready? Courage, humility, honesty, faith, and persistence. Now, remember how last week we talked about the recovery hokey pokey? You know, I put my whole self in, I put my whole self out, I put my whole self, back and forth, right? Over and over and over and over. Okay, well, at some point I had to stop doing that, didn't I? So if you want to know why I did that, well, it's pretty simple. I lost faith and courage. That's it. Okay. I began believing my own lies and I decided I was too weak. Easy. That's how I did it. That's how I stopped doing the things I needed to do to get what I said I wanted. Okay. So let me talk to you about Recovery Island real quickly. All right. Recovery Island is how I looked at it when I was wanting so desperately to live abstinent sobriety. Okay. And I visualized it as this island across this certain geographical creek that we are all familiar with, okay? In between me and that island was this rushing, dirty, filthy, stinky, body of water, okay? And all these people were over there waving at me, waving their arms and beckoning me and encouraging me and saying, you can do it, come on, you can do it, come on over, come on. And I wanted desperately to do it. But every time I set out to do it, I'd race back to the shore. And I started wandering around looking for easier ways to get to that island. I looked for a bridge. I looked for stepping stones. I looked for a shallower place that I could cross, right? I looked for any way. I looked for a boat. I looked for a plane. Maybe I could just fly myself, okay? Some way that I could get across that creek without going through it. That was what I wanted. I wanted it desperately. So I would dip my toe in and I'd be like, oh, no, I can't. Nope, too cold, can't do it, right? I don't like it. The current is too strong. I can't do it. You know what? Those people over there in recovery, they're just stronger than I am. That's all. They're just stronger. They had it easier. Obviously, they don't have what I had to deal with, okay? Clearly, those people did not have as hard a time. They don't understand how hard it is for me. And you know what? Those people over there, a lot of them were dealing with a very different problem than like obesity and food obsession. Okay. They weren't dealing with that. No, they were dealing with, I don't know, alcohol or illegal drugs, right? Or they gambled, and everybody knows you don't need that to live, right? So see, they just don't get it. They don't understand. And it's not the same thing I'm dealing with. And plus, you know what? Those people got to do all of their work in peace and silence without the whole world watching and judging them, because the world didn't know that they were dealing with alcohol. Maybe they were drinking at home or illegal drugs. I mean, but for me, what the heck? I'm wearing it on my body. Everybody can tell what I'm dealing with. They see my obesity. They see when I regain weight. See, I can't even hide it. Great. How do you think that makes me feel? That makes it feel like you guys got to hide it. No wonder you had an easier time. You got to sneak over there. But not me. I got to do it in front of everybody. People know when I'm failing. They know. And they beat me up. And you know what? And then they lose faith in me and they give up and they say, I gave up on you. I don't trust you. I don't believe you. You can't do it. And then, you know what? I'm tired of failing. I don't want to fail again. I'm done. Well, that just didn't sit well because I wanted to be with those people. I just had to find a way to do it. So I said, I know what I can do. I know. I got this. I so got this. You know what? I'll just white knuckle it. I will just totally, I will just force my way through this thing and just not eat things. I will just, yes, I'm just going to hang in there and then I will get there. I will be there. I just, I won't be eating those things. I mean, I'll be craving them and dying for them, but I'm just not going to give in to that. And you know what? I'm just going to wade in up to my waist. Just up to my waist. I still want to be able to touch bottom, Oh my God, there's a drop off. Oh my God, back to the shore, back to the shore. That was really scary. I really lost my footing and I was just about in over my head and I'm back at the shore where I am safe. You know what? Maybe this recovery stuff is not for me. Maybe if I just keep my weight off, that'll be enough, right? That'll just be enough. I'll manage the scale. I will force the scale to say what I want it to say, and I don't have to be over there with those people because that's way too hard. I'll just hang out over here, or maybe smaller steps. You know what? I have an idea. I'm just not going to give up everything all at once. Oh my God. All right, I got this. I'm just going to give up like cookies to start with. No, not all cookies. Chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to start with that. One thing, that's all I need to start with, just chocolate chip cookies, right? I can do that. I mean, everything else, I'll get there. It's a work in progress. So I'm just going to start with, I won't eat those, okay? And oh my God, I'm over my head again. Oh my God, because those other cookies, now that I can't have chocolate chip cookies, I'm having more of those other cookies. Back to the shore. See, here's the problem. I got in over my head and I couldn't see anymore because that water's really, really dirty and it stinks. And I couldn't see anymore. Oh my God. This was not what I expected. I thought I was at least going to be able to see my way over or be able to swim and do the breaststroke or something. I wasn't ready. And you know what? I didn't hold my breath. And I ran out of air. I mean, that is terrifying. I couldn't breathe anymore. So I ran back to the shore, where it's safe and predictable and dependable and the stuff. I know how to do that. I know how to do that. Oh, yeah, because I have spent my whole life doing that. I know how to be an addict who's obsessed with food. I totally got that one covered. And I know how to be someone who, fails at diets because, I could just try another one. And, I had bariatric surgery. Right. Can't undo that. Well, I'll just watch what I eat. I'll just watch that scale because, wait a minute. How close was I to the island? Are you freaking kidding me? I was that close? I mean, I couldn't see because I was over my head. Oh my gosh. I went clear over there and I was like this close to the island and I went all the way back. Oh, I am pissed now. I'm pissed. I cannot believe how close I got. And I just gave up. I just gave up. You know what? They should have told me how close I was. Someone should have told me. Someone should have reached in and just grabbed me and pulled me in the rest of the way and let me know you're almost there. You know what? That's not fair. This stuff is hard. Binge, because I'm so unhappy and I'm so mad at myself. I'm going to binge, and I've got to do something about this because I can't stand it anymore. You know what? Those people over there, they have a secret. Clearly, that is the only reason they're there. They have a secret. Hey, you guys, hey, what's the secret to recovery? Can you tell me? Don't give up before the miracle happens. What? Trust the process. Huh? Own your crap. Oh, what? Are you freaking... Wait, I'm just trying not to eat any carbs here, people. Like any carbs. Okay, I'm just going like totally carb free. And I'm going to stay a certain weight on the scale. And what are you talking about? We're not here because of the food or the drugs or the booze or the behavior. That's not why you're there. We're here because we're living on life's terms. What? We're facing our fears. What? Oh, I don't like the sound of this one bit. We stopped avoiding and overfeeding what was eating us. Whoa. That is not what I thought recovery and abstinence and sobriety was all about. I don't know how to do that. I can't do that, you guys. Learn. And that was the answer I got from the people on the island. Okay? Those are the answers that I got from the people on the island. And guess what? That is what this show, LBL, Lunch Break Live, that is what this is all about every single day. I am on the island yelling at you. Trust the process. Don't quit before the miracle happens. Own your crap. Live life on life's terms. Quit avoiding and overfeeding the stuff that's eating you up. You can do it. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Learn how to do it. Okay? That's what this is all about. So, how do you begin to do something you've never done before if you don't know how to do it? What is recovery? What is abstinence? What is sobriety? You got to know what those things are about. I've done shows on them, so go back and watch the shows. Or go and do some research and look it up. Here's where the courage, the humility, the honesty, the faith, and the persistence come in. Right here. This is where the rubber meets the recovery road. Do you have the courage to say that you will learn to do whatever you need to do to get what you say you want? And not quit when it gets hard. Courage. Are you humble enough to own your own crap and realize that you've been contributing to your own disease? Can you humbly own that? I'm not talking about being humiliated and beating yourself up. I'm saying you humbly own it. Are you honest enough to ask and accept reality rather than denying and lying? Honesty. Do you have faith to continue even when you hit a plateau, you slip up, you don't own your crap, you start to second guess yourself, your ability, and your worth? Do you have the faith to continue? Will you persevere even when you're in over your head, you can't see, you can't breathe, and you are afraid? Will you persevere? Will you keep going? Because that is the secret to recovery through sober abstinence. The last time I was over on the other shore, the last time I was over there, I decided enough was enough. It had enough. That was it. I was tired of living life in obsession and despairing, and I was willing to do whatever it took to find peace, a peace that I had simply never known, never believed existed. So once I was at that place, that's called being done, okay? That's called being ready and being willing. I started heading for Recovery Island, and I never looked back. Once I got to that place, I didn't start looking for the easy ways. I went in there, and I trusted the process, and I kept going, feeling my way desperately with my toes, inching my way across, over my head, absolutely over my head, but I did not feel panicked because I knew this time I was not going to quit and I was not going to give up. And just when it got the darkest I could ever imagine it would be, my head popped up on the other side. And I walked ashore under my own power. No one dragged me out. I walked ashore. I was not done living, but I was certainly done making it harder on myself. I have to do the work to stay on the island, guys. At any time I could just dive back in and swim over, right? You think? No, I can't, because I know what it's like living over there. And when I say I can't go back, I'm saying I can't. I just can't. I know what that's like over there. No, I can't do it again. Is it possible? Yes. Okay. Don't hear something that I'm not telling you. It is possible. But somewhere in here I say, I know what that's like over there, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So here I am, waving at people across the divide, encouraging you guys, beckoning you to what? Trust the process, keep the faith, never give up on yourself or your recovery. That's what I do every single day. That is my job, standing here, being your cheerleader, encouraging you. And that is my message for today. When you want to give up, don't. And when you think it's too hard, ask yourself how you're actually making it harder. And when you want to quit, remind yourself that obesity and addiction never quit, ever. And when you think you can't do it, remind yourself that you already are. So, that's it. That's my little talk about giving up and giving in and quitting and saying you can't do it. What do you guys think of that? All right, I'm going to have a little look-see because I don't want to go long. I'm right up there. I see lots of stuff going by. All righty. So let's get to cycle of trying. Okay, so Stacy says cycle of trying, failing, trying again over and over. I called it persistence and determination, but each was a failure, and that was your before life. That was the dieting before you chose to live a sober, abstinent recovery, right, Stacy? All right. You can't keep up with. Oh, my mom couldn't keep up with everybody because she's the Walmart greeter. That's okay, Mama. You just be there and support them. They know you're there. All righty. I'm really glad you're here. Pam, welcome in. Are you a newer viewer for me, or have I seen your shiny face before? And Robbie, raising the hand there, huh? Familiar? This sound familiar to you? And Catherine, hi, welcome back in. I hope you hung around and joined me for this. Linda, I feel that if I lose weight, then all the wrong guys will chase after me. I don't want the wrong types of guys chasing after me. Well, see, this is something you got to work on in yourself, and you have to decide, what do you want more? Do you want your health more, or do you want to worry about stuff more? You know, because we can spend all day worrying about stuff that might happen. And then we can also create the opportunity for it to happen, because we're really good at that, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. We're really good in saying, oh, I don't want the wrong guys to chase me. Well, so I'm going to go pick the wrong guys to make sure they do chase me, and then that will prove to me that I had no business losing weight. We're really, really good at that. And if you listen to this show for any amount of time, you'll know that that is some crap you got to own, honey. You can focus on what might happen that's bad, or you can focus on what will happen that's good. And I can't tell you which choice to make. I can just tell you, I'm waving at you from over here saying, come on over, the water's fine, okay? Oh my God, I've done that hamster wheel thing for so long, Cindy. Absolutely. Gina Marie, welcome. I'm so glad you are here live. Wonderful. Yep, you beat yourself up. You're your own worst enemy. Like I always say, what would happen if you decided to become your own best friend? What would you do differently if you weren't an enemy? Because we know how we treat enemies, right? You know, and when it comes right down to it, for me, I just realized I wasn't all that as strong as I thought I was. I thought it was all about me, and I thought I was all that in a bag of chips, and it's like, not really, you know, so I wasn't as strong as I thought I was to be my own enemy, but doggone it, I'm a pretty good best friend. So, you know, it's all about, how am I going to look at it? Again, am I going to look at the negative, or am I going to try and find the positive of all this and stick with that? That's up to you. We are all, I believe, sad. You know, I think we wrestle with sadness. Absolutely. We wrestle with despair and loneliness, and that's our obesity talking. Okay, that's our disease and addiction. Those things are talking to us saying, you're alone. Nobody understands you. You're not worth it, you see. Just stay away from everybody. They're not going to like you. They're going to judge you. And when you say, I'm going to go get help, don't go get help, because they're all going to tell you that you can't do it. Look at you. You've regained weight. You're a loser. That's what our obesity and our addiction and our diseases tell us. They want us to believe every negative thing about ourselves that we say. So, hey, Dave Shoemaker, really glad you're here. And Christina and Jackie and Susan, you guys made it in. My lives are always helpful and amazing. Oh, thank you, Gina. And I'm glad that you are here today, and I'm really glad that they are on demand for you. Thank you so much. And Michelle, and yep, you've contributed to your own disease, Cindy. Absolutely, we all have. We all have. I mean, I haven't contributed to your disease. You know, I was busy contributing to my own. Hopefully I'm contributing to your recovery, though. I'm perfectly willing to sign up for that role. And I am feisty on Mondays. Absolutely, Dave. What is that all about? I have a couple days off, and I sit there and I just bake and broil, I guess. Seriously, though, this came to me this morning. I wasn't even thinking about it all weekend. I was like, nah, don't give up. Anyway, Sandra, hi, welcome. You're a newer viewer, too. The water is full of sharks. Leave it to you, Mom. Leave it to you. Sharks do not swim. You know, unless they're carb sharks, okay? Of the carb sharks, they swim in that certain geographical creek that we all know about, but not the kind of sharks you're talking about. And guess what? They don't come get you. You go get them. And we know that. Hey, Pam, how are you? All right. Sometimes you have negative thoughts. How do you get rid of them? Okay, it's not the negative thoughts you get rid of, because sometimes those are called automatic negative thoughts, ants. That's what psychologists call them. So what you have to do is you have to replace it with a positive thought, and you have to be on to you. You have to say, oh, I'm on to me. I just had a negative thought. You have to be aware of it first, and then say, I'm not going to sit for that. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not going to put up with that crap. If anybody said that to me besides me, I wouldn't let them. Ooh, boy, I'd punch them out. Okay, I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not accepting it, doggone it. And you got to talk back to you. That's what you have to do. So it's not about stopping the negative thought. It's about not acting on it and not allowing it to sit and resisting. standing up to it, putting your hands on your hips and saying, I'm rebelling. You're going to become a recovery rebel. That's what this is all about. You're going to rebel against you, and you're going to say, I am not letting you run my show anymore, you. All right? You're not good at it. From now on, we're doing things my way. And that's what you do. You just got to show up and grow up and take charge. All righty, you guys, I am going to let you go because I know it is that time, and I will read what you guys are writing about. I'm really grateful that you're here as ever, and I do want to encourage you to share this program because I'm more and more people are joining now. More and more people are what? Getting help, because it's not about me. Okay, this is about you guys. I want you to feel encouraged and strong and realize that this community we are building here champions you and your recovery and your gifts. And I'm going to leave you with this. I absolutely am. Do not quit before the miracle happens. I cannot say that enough. And in order to do that, you must have faith and trust the process. Do the wise thing. Do the next wise thing. That will bring you closer to what you say you want, which is probably hanging out with me on Recovery Island, okay? I promise there's plenty of room over here. Come on over. All right, guys, I'm signing off, and I'm going to remind you all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, live, grab a hold of, and never let go of recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember to share the show. Bye.